I'm at Clement Farms today. I'm trying to break 60.
Okay, let's get into this. So, hole 1, I'm taking 2 off the top. That was the $6 Sagittarius that showed up in the pricey versus cheap video. This is my insanity, and I just turned it over a bit too much. It's actually going to be in a fine position, and you'll see that I'm about to play out both of these shots. So this is the insanity that I'm playing out, and I just don't hang my Area 51 out wide enough. So I go over my Sagittarius, which is a little bit further because it rolled, but I just can't make that upshot work.
The roller ended up making it almost 400 feet, but I honestly didn't expect that Sagittarius to just turn over like it did, but that's okay, because it got beat up a little bit in the last video, and, kind of to be expected.
And fully just tripped over my own feet, so that didn't help. But, I ended up taking a par, so I'm happy with it. There's only one way to play hole 2, and that is to throw something far enough and stable enough that it's going to fade around that last tree that I totally smacked right dead center. Which left me with not a great upshot.
Long look for par.
Yep, it was a long look for par. And I decided to just sail the disc totally past the basket. So instead of taking a potential bogey, I ended up taking a double because I needed a layup from the absolute furthest bottom point of that hill. And I've disappeared. Hole 3 is kind of easy. It's a little uphill, but you just need something to go straight for a long while. I used a Mako 3 and couldn't quite push up far enough, but ended up in a fine position. Just a little long for a birdie look, and ended up pulling it a little high, faded out a little left, tap in par.
Hole 4, I'm throwing the Echo. I got this from the Circuit Challenge.
I tee up and hang it way left, super early release. End up getting really lucky. I am basically pin high and just in the woods, and I had a great gap in front
hole
of me
5.
with easy tap in par.
And I'm feeling the pressure. So I need to calm down, and everything will be fine.
Well, it all would be fine if this didn't happen. Perfect fade, and just didn't push it far enough for it to get around that last tree. But that's okay, because I'm just going to lay up for a par. Nice easy tap in. Well, basically a tap in. Still hanging 2 over. Hole 6 is great. Super easy downhill, and as long as you can hit the first gap, then it's not that bad. I ended up going a little long, but I was able to connect with my birdie. So that felt really good. That felt really bad. Normally I can get up over that log that's in the middle of the fairway laying down up there, but when you pull it left and low, there's not much you can do. The upshot though didn't go as far as I wanted, but it got me in a better position. And just like that, back to 2 over. But that's okay, because hole 8, big, downhill, super open, and I absolutely crushed this drive. This is one of the best drives I've had on this hole. It's a little stump at the end, gets a kick up, but honestly, that is totally fine, because I am in a perfect position to forehand this berg. And I could have put it a bit closer. That would have been nice. Because this is a little out of my comfort zone. And you can tell because I hit the cage and and couldn't make that connect either. But that's okay, it was a par 4. So all good there. Hole 9 is interesting. I haven't quite nailed this this drive down, and you'll see that I turned my jet over a little bit too much. That negative 3.2 really pushed it right, but it's okay because this upshot with the Area 51, chef's kiss, very nice.
All right, so Clement Farm's kicking my butt. I don't really know what to do about it, except just play better. New goal, play better.
And I'm going to take that new goal and just shove it down into the deepest pits of my soul by missing this putt, which I can clearly make, and then miss that putt, which I should be able to make, and then tap it in for a double. So things are going great by now. Going real good. Hole 10, big downhill again. Par 3 though, which the basket is so far for a par 3. And yeah, I could kind of see where it went. I knew it was down there. I was really surprised that it came back, so I'm basically pin high, just a little bit to the right. It's a little bit long for a birdie for me. I was definitely outside circle too, but a tap-in par in this hole feels amazing. Normally, it's like a 150-foot upshot for me because I've faded out too early and I'm somewhere near the top. So ideally, you don't want to throw this high, but I'm not an idealistic kind of person because clearly I faded it too left onto the walking path. But with the good upshot, you know, saving pars here, sticking at 4 over. I just need some opportunities now to get some birdies and bring that score back down to break 60. So what do I do in this hole? I nail the gap. Things are looking real good. That's maybe not in the absolutely best position because I'm kind of pinched off behind a tree, but I decide to throw something high and let it flatten out. But you can see I kind of screw that up and turn it into a roller. So, not ideal. Not my game plan. But I also missed the putt. So, ended up taking par again. But that's okay, because there's still so many holes left. There's still so many chances to do great things. In this drive, nailed it. That was the jet again. I figured it out. I threw it on a lot more hyzer.
I'd very much like to put this in for a 2 now.
I'd also like to see me put it in for a 2. So you can only imagine that I hit the cage and end up taking the par. And listen, these bids are good. I got some good bids going on here. I just can't quite make them connect. All right, hole 14, 290. Should be pretty straightforward. Pulled it a little right. And ended up hitting a tree and kicking, you know, I don't know, what's that, 70 feet? Nice, lazy little upshot. Tap in for a par. Hole 15, they were doing work on this hole. They told me that I, you got to be the last person to throw in them, and then everyone else has gotta go. I looked for this disc for legit 15 minutes. I had no idea I landed this far. Normally I'm kind of down in the gully a little bit, but I got past so many trees and landed so far past the basket. Again, lazy little upshot for a par. This hole's tricky, so there's a bunch of guardian trees right basically in front of this tee pad. I thought I nailed it. That construct drifted just a little bit too much to the right, and I end up hitting that tree. I'm trying to clear this gap, can't quite push it far enough, hit that tree, and I'm feeling defeated by now, but I think if I can just get the upshot close enough to the basket, I can take a par. Funny enough, I played a second round right after this, and I birdied this hole.
Hey, look, it's me. There I am.
In my head, I'm so hoping that I can ace this on camera again with the same disc that I used. And instead, pull it a little high and to the left, which is not a bad place to be. It just means that you're playing from the backside of the basket. And I went long, so of course I'm gonna make an attempt, lay it up, take a par.
I'm on hole 18, and I don't know if I can make even at this point, but I don't know what my score is, so here's hoping for an ace.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Yeah, you said it, Michael. I landed so far in the woods. I was basically committing myself to, in my head, being like, you know what, it's not going to be a par, and that's okay. Just do your best to get out of the woods. And then I don't understand how I found the gap. But I find it, and now I'm on the edge. I have kind of a look above me for an overhand, and I'm just trying to get as close to the basket as I can, and it's not that far away at this point, because I luckily pushed into the woods far. And now I'm putting for par, and nail it. So, better than I thought it would do after that drive, honestly.
Alright, well that wraps it up. It didn't break 60, shot 5 over, but you know what? Not my worst round, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.